Time to do our morning show.
Uncle, how this will go.
Come and watch two guys grow old. These are the days.
If we get a YouTube feed,
We'll just stream on D-Live then. Mr. We
We
could use a man like Donald
Donald
Trump
Trump
again. I live in a redneck state.
everybody here's irate.
Man, this intro sure sounds great.
These are
the
days.
Hey, Monday morning, October 11th. Boomer Bob here with John J. Jamingo. Haven't talked to you in about a week, buddy. How you been doing?
I was in the hospital.
Well, good to hear it. Always good to hear.
Hey, you know what, Bob? We live in a third world country. I was in the hospital a couple months ago and everything was fine. And I guess it was after I got my shot, my second jab. I thought I was having a heart attack. Everything was fine. I went in there this time. It's like a third world country. There's beds everywhere. They're in the hallway. They're strewn all over the place. They don't have enough doctors. And I don't know what's going to happen. I swear to God that the elites, the globalists are trying to kill us all.
Yeah, my mother was in the hospital 2 weeks ago. She was in there for like 3 or 4 days. And I think it was Friday. She was going to be released. They told her at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be, released here, like now. So we sent somebody up there to go and get her. And 9 hours later, they finally released her. They basically let her sit in a room all day, basically with her bags packed, because they claimed they were busy, but what it really was they forgot about her. My uncle was here visiting, came here while she was there, didn't know this was going on. They just popped in. They live up near Chicago, and they were just driving around the country in their RV, and they just showed up, and my mom was in the freaking hospital. So he called up there and was like, hey, can you go ahead and, I don't know, release her? And they're like, sorry, man, we'll do that now. It's like, is that all it took? Is that all it took? Like,
And listen, the people at the hospital, the doctors, the nurses, the people, the techs, they can't be nicer. They're doing their best. They're working their heart out, but they're just overwhelmed. And it's over this stupid vaccine. And they're trying to destroy this country. It's obvious to me. Is it not obvious to you?
Well, Southwest canceled 2,000 flights last day or two.
You couldn't fly into Florida.
They cited weather-related issues. Now, they didn't state which spelling of weather it was. I think it was the WH version, that whether or not their pilots wanted to get vaccinated.
Whether or not the air traffic controllers in Jacksonville wanted to get vaccinated. Are you old enough to remember when the air traffic controllers wanted to go on strike? And Ronald Reagan says, you better not. I have plenty of military that can do this job. And they went on strike and he fired them all and got new traffic controllers.
Well, here's one take. This is a tweet from the Palmer Report. This attempt by unvaccinated Southwest airline employees at crippling U.S. air travel is the latest reminder that it's a very short distance from anti-vaxxer to domestic terrorist.
Domestic terrorists. Yeah. Or how about people that like their freedoms? Maybe. They can shut a city down because of a Black Lives Matter protest because a criminal who was passing counterfeit money on drugs dies, and the whole country goes into riots. That's okay. That's not domestic terrorism.
Well, the riots only occurred in opportunity zones.
Yeah, cities. Opportunities where there were Targets and Walmarts to loot and businesses to loot. That's where the riots were. And that can happen there, and that's not domestic terrorism, but this is domestic terrorism. It's the narrative, Bob. It's all in the narrative. So,
well, it's Columbus Day for those of us in the United States. 529 years ago, some Italian guy loaded up a bunch of criminals and got on a boat and went west.
Were they criminals? I never heard that they were criminals.
Well, I mean, what kind of people do you think he got to get on a boat to go that way?
I think okay. I just never heard that they were criminals before. I don't know. I just heard he had a crew. I figured, hey, we're getting paid. Let's go do something.
Yeah, I think all of the guys who knew how to read maps and navigate waters were probably had like real jobs.
Back then, what were real? I mean, I understand it was more trying to find what you were going to eat for dinner and all that other stuff. But I mean, really, what was your big job? I mean, do you think there was actually a map reading job, map making?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how this country got its name. A guy who never came here before, named Amerigo Vespucci, made the map using coordinates that he was given, and put his name on it because he could. He named this country after himself.
So good for him.
And he's never been here. It's also October 11th. Today is also Indigenous Peoples Day because, they don't want you to. Because Columbus was a rapist and a murderer and a piece of crap in their eyes. If you read their history books, so we don't want to. We want to take away the light from him and put it on Indigenous Peoples Day, where we celebrate Indigenous people and their culture.
Bob, we just want to celebrate everybody's light and everybody's life.
Well,
all the victim, all the underprivileged, all the people that have trauma in their lives. Oh, we just have that day. Oh, I'm sorry. That's every day.
Indigenous people, the native. So to honor it.
I'm sorry. Oh, everybody that's not white.
To honor it, I'm going to get really drunk and open up a casino.
You're going to do that? I figured the other thing you might want to do is around here, what you would do is you'd open up a convenience store. Well, what you would do is you would take it over an old Wawa that's closed down, and then you would open up and call it like Stop and Go or something like that. And it's got lottery
in and out
and expired tasty cakes and stuff like that.
No, you would have a lot of the bimbo cakes.
Oh, and then, well,
the Mexican stuff.
Oh, is that it? Well, yeah. And then also here they would have cigarettes and vapes and stuff like that. All the stuff. That's what they, here.
Boner pills that I don't. I'm gonna guess don't actually work.
And one ham hoagie that's been there since Biden's been in office.
And gas station sushi.
Gas station. Yeah, well, these don't have any. Well, yeah, expired. So bad it's expired gas station sushi.
It's also, and this is going to be your favorite, National Coming Out Day, Rainbow.
Oh boy!
Did you not notice my name here?
I'm not coming out. I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, well now you know.
Okay. Well, good for. Do you think somebody was sitting there? You know what? I was going to come out, but you know what? I'm waiting for National Coming Out Day.
October 11th can't get here fast enough.
I got a new outfit. I'm going to come downstairs. I'm going to announce it to my family and friends. I'm coming out.
I'm about to be kicked out of my family. Cut out of the will. Grandpa's going to hate me. Thanksgiving's going to be lonely.
And you know what? It's not like it used to be, Bob. That's how it used to be. Now,
good old days, John.
Now when you
can't say that. Sorry.
You come out, they give you a cake. There's a party. You're just so brave. So
I kind of, when I first saw that it was National Coming Out Day, I'm like, oh, all the video gamers and anime idiots are going to turn off their devices and just go outside.
No, God forbid, no.
Yeah.
That is not going to happen. We won't do that. I was just thinking
Uh-oh.
when I was between 20 and 25 years old, we were out working. You know why? Because we didn't have we did. There was video games, but they were not good video games. Right. And the only good video games that were out there were arcade games. They were computer arcade games. I think Miss Pac-Man was out there, and
1980. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was other, trying to think what the other ones were.
There was Galaga. There was,
all those
Space Invaders and Centipede.
Yeah. So you would go to kids, you would get quarters, and then you would ride to a place where these were. And then you would go in there and spend, I don't know, $10, $20 playing these games, and you go home. And then you just did your thing, or you went out and played sports, or you did something else like that. Now,
I used to love it. The grocery store here that my mother always went to, in their vestibule, they had a Donkey Kong game. So my mom would give me like four quarters and just basically let me just hang there while she ran around the grocery store getting our, weeks for the groceries.
Yeah, we would go to bars, and in one section of the bar would be all video games.
Yeah.
And that was that was a ton of money for the bar, because you just sit there and there'd be drinking and playing video games.
So Earthbound says, it's the New World Order plan. Everybody can sleep with anybody. Maybe down the road, it'll be okay to sleep with your pets. Well, I mean, I think that's been discussed before, where, pet love.
Yeah, they're trying to make every sexual deviant is going to have a letter.
Okay. Well, my thoughts were, we had 3 days today. So if you're old school, it's Columbus. Like if you're Italian, hey, yo, it's Columbus Day.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a parade. But if you're, woke, then it's either Indigenous Peoples Day or National Coming Out Day. And are you not tired of every day is a day, is something insert, bullshit here day?
It's funny. I kind of like it when they have like National Sweet Potato Pie Day, or it's National.
But it takes away the meaning of having real holidays or real days.
Well, I don't consider them real holidays. National Taco Day. What was it the other day? The other day was National Donut Day. Donut. So, and if you went to Dunkin' Donuts, they would say to you, would you like a free donut? And I was like, no, thank you. Like, what? I'm like, believe it or not, no, I don't want a donut. Just want my coffee, please.
Like, just CERN put us into a black hole again. This fat guy didn't want a donut.
See, this is a definite reason that we are in a simulation. This is proof. That guy over there said no to a donut.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Glitch. Did that just happen?
So, Tesla, Elon Musk tweeted, let me go ahead and just bring it up. There it is. Sorry, it'll take me a second. For those who don't know, we have no Trello board. We have no real topics. These are just a couple things.
Yeah, we
kind of made notes.
I was really sick last week. So, and then I said to Bob last night, "Do you want to?" He goes, "We got no topics." I said, that means we can't talk for an hour?" Sure, we can.
Oh, yeah. Well, I kind of like it. I kind of like not having a script per se. So he tweeted out over the last couple of days that there was issues getting their latest FSD beta to roll out, and then 3 hours ago when I took this shot, which was earlier this morning, beta 10.2 is now rolling out to cars with 100 out of 100 safety score over 100 miles. So what FSD is their full self-driving update.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. So it's an update. It's beta 10.2. So it's not even like a full release, but I thought it was interesting that they only allow it like in the beginning to drivers that have 100 out of 100 safety score over 100 miles if you read down there at the bottom.
Well, see, that's the same thing as where they're paying attention. They're watching you or they're taking your data. Like if you look down to grab your coffee and you go off and hit the rumble strips, is that ding you a point? What takes a safety point or a safety score off? What would that be?
I think if you drive without, listening to Cardi B or something, that would probably,
okay.
If you listen to country music or anything pro Trump, it probably takes you down a notch.
Yeah, right now, I would not. Would you turn on self-driving? Maybe if I was on a road by myself, my hands near the steering wheel and the brake.
Like a tarmac?
Yeah.
Some place where there's not other cars,
Yeah, for me, it's just, I just don't, I can't trust it. Listen, I got to keep going back to this hospital thing. So I call and my middle daughter comes to pick me up, and we've never driven together. In years, we haven't driven together. And she picked me up, and I call her now. Her new nickname is Stomp and Steer. She stomps on the gas and steers. And I almost got car sick on the way home. I was like, you're killing me. I said, do you know how to just gently press on that gas pedal? It goes down easy. You don't have to floor it. That's what I would get in my self-driving car, a stomp and steer. I can't be.
Is that kind of like whack fuck?
Yeah, kind of like whack fuck. For me, it is, I like to be in control, as you know. And for having someone else drive me and as a passenger, I'm not crazy about. I like driving my own car. So I don't think I would ever use it, but it would be neat to play around with. Where if I was on a back road or something, I would sit there, but I'd have my hand on the wheel and get ready to take over if I had to. But what if you got to wrestle the car? Like, what if you try to take over and the car says, no, you're not. Now you're just a passenger.
See, I have driving issues, so I get like panic attack kind of things while I'm driving. So I would be okay with it driving for me. I would still, be in position to take over should it act up, but I don't know. I'd probably be okay with it. I don't know. The other day, my van, I have a minivan, and it has the button where if you want to like parallel park or park in regular, like in a grocery store parking lot, you just press a button and it'll tell you to pull up a little bit and then stop. Then it says basically foot off the brake and wheel, and it does everything else for you. And I actually used it the other day after owning this van for just over a year, and it was a trip, dude. It parked beautifully. See, it was so weird watching that damn wheel go whoop whoop whoop. It was so neat, man.
Well, you know what it is? It'll be like our kids will be telling their kids. I remember when we used to drive these things by ourselves. You had to use the gas and use the steering wheel and all that. It was, we did this.
Yeah.
We drove it. Oh, all the oldie days.
Yeah, that's you mean your car had a steering wheel? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you buy a car, you just get in it and you say, I don't know, I guess you give your car a name, Betty.
Actually, I think by then they probably won't even know who God is. They'll be like, oh my whatever.
I like this one. Changing lanes without a signal, -1 point. Run a stop sign, -15 points.
Yeah, there you go. Flipped off an old lady, -10 points.
Roll a stop sign, -5. Or what do they call them? Well, they call them here California stops.
Yeah.
You just kind of roll up, look both ways, and then just keep on going.
Yeah, I got pulled over for that one time, and it's like, in that same neighborhood where I just was, where I rolled through, where they have a stop sign, there's no cars ever coming in either direction ever. You know what I mean? So it was, everybody rolls that damn sign. Everybody does. It's downhill too, so it's a quick right turn. Anyway, nobody turns left there. Nobody's coming the other way. So I got pulled over there, and that particular neighborhood, man, you can't. It's an apartment, neighborhood. It's all apartments. And in every breezeway of these damn apartments is these dudes hanging out on the steps. Cars will pull up, stop. They run out there, do a little drug deal, and they go back and sit down. That's all that goes on there all day, every day. And this cop's pulling me over because I rolled this damn stop sign. And now let's keep here. I wasn't in like a car with 28-inch rims, booming bass. I was in a new truck with an older lady, like my mom was in the front. It's not like we didn't really fit a stereotype of, you know what I mean? So
Well, I can look at it another way. If you're a cop,
I can afford a ticket.
Yeah, you can afford a ticket. Can a guy who's buying a dime bag of heroin, can he afford a ticket? Is he going to pay a ticket? No. You can afford
all the more reason to take him off the damn road. He probably doesn't have insurance.
Probably not. But see that cops don't want to get into all that stuff. Cops just want to be able to now they just give a white person a ticket because they're not going to give you any crap. You pull a black person over, give them a ticket. The next thing you know, you go to pull out your taser and you pull out your gun, you shoot the guy, and then the next thing you're not cop anymore. You're going to jail.
Well, I mean, like I told the guy, I said, go get you like a 1996, Geo and, beat up car that ain't worth the gas that's in the tank, and just pull up to one of those breezeways and just roll your window down. And then when they come up to the door, just put the handcuffs on them. I mean, it's not like they'd probably roll up in a marked cruiser. It's like they don't have any damn sense.
Tinted window. They don't want to do that, Bob. First of all, they don't want to do that.
I know they need all of us on dope.
I mean, how are we gonna finance our special ops and black ops if we don't have drug money? Can't use the taxpayer dollars to do it. Normally, I would be okay with this, but not when it's poisoning the country. Can't we just go? I'm going for it. Can't we just go sell drugs to other countries? Can't we get everybody else's people fucked up on drugs? Why do we got to do it here?
Yeah, I mean, just fly over China, drop a few bucks.
Forget China. Just go. Let's go to Sweden, Denmark.
Well,
all these other countries.
We actually like those countries.
Do we?
They're not
like anybody, Bob. I don't think we like anybody. We don't even like ourselves anymore. How do we like Sweden, Denmark? Go over to
because they give us an idea.
Go to Australia.
No.
Or, sell drugs there.
That place is jacked up right now, man. That place is like straight up. I don't know, man. I think China is more free.
I guess. Well, guys, you know what? You stupid Americans, you won't give up your guns. You're so stupid and dumb. China's going to take you over. Well, you know who they're going to take over first? Australia. That'll be their test place. Then they'll take them all over. So, I mean, they gave up their guns. Who we don't need our guns. We have our government to protect us. How are they protecting you now?
Protecting you from enjoying your life.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, got to give some Australians credit. They're not putting up with this shit. They're out riding with rocks. I mean, they don't have guns. They don't have anything.
I meant to bring this up while we were talking about Tesla. My bad. My favorite part of this is the very end of it. This is a Tesla charging area, like mass charging area.
Okay.
Guys, this is the future. This is an entire charging station.
The end of that was perfect.
What?
Look at that, though.
Yeah, but okay. How much does that cost? And how long does that take?
Well, I want to know what's that particular charging station. What is the power source for the electricity? Coal? Nuclear? What is it?
I don't know.
I mean, with all the hills over there, it's probably not wind.
No. this Green New Deal, this whole thing of climate change that they're talking about is just some kind of scam yes, the climate's changing a little bit at a time.
Watch.
Oh, because of I'm sorry, but we're not big enough where anybody's going to take us down. This is a scam. It's At first I thought that was a bear. It's a dog.
Oh, it's so perfect, man. Dog just walking out of a lake or a pond and just it must have like swallowed something that just it wasn't happy with.
It didn't really like going to fish.
Well, and you know the new term for those things that you just seen, Jargy stations.
Jargy stations.
That's what Biden called them the other like a few days ago.
He meant to say charging stations.
Yeah, but he called them Jargy stations. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. Now they're Jargy stations.
Oh yeah.
Let's go, Brandon. You know, that's really taken off because
it seriously has.
Yeah. Even churches now are people in church. They're all chanting, let's go, Brandon, because they can't say fuck Joe Biden. You can't really do that in church.
And what's awesome is that everybody doing it now, everybody knows what it means now.
Right.
Like maybe like my mom might not, Now
everybody knows. At first we thought that lady that was the announcer that was, talking to Brandon who won the race, we thought she was an idiot. Who knew that she was going to be a national meme? Now
that's true.
International, basically. So I think
you're not. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think Australia, what they're doing in Australia is, I think that is a test case for what they want to do here. And I mean, if you have to be a moron. Like if you turn on a TV on a Saturday and watch any college football game, the stadiums are full. No one's wearing a mask. Now, I don't know if they have mask mandates in.
Whoops. From Maroubra Police Station. As I said before to you, sunbathing is not an essential reason to be outside. I'm requesting your identity because I suspect you're committing an offence. You must provide that identity to me, okay? And we'll investigate further.
They're sunbathing outside, which is where you sunbathe.
Usually.
And they said it's not an essential outside activity. And they're asking for their identification.
Oh, did they get a ticket for sunbathing?
It's not essential. Do we believe that the public health order is superseding common law? Is it
okay, we're not arguing points of law with you. We're acting on the public health order. You need to be outside for an essential reason. You are in a hotspot zone for the COVID virus. Unfortunately, we must enforce. So, you've got to be outside for an essential reason. Laying on the beach, just having a sunbathe, it's not an essential reason to be outside.
I know.
Now, we're going to look further into whether you are committing an offence.
Get out of your papers.
If you would have played this 5 years ago, you would have said, this has never happened.
Like, what movie is that from?
Yeah. Well, you go out sunbathing. That's not an essential. So we need your identification so we can see whether you're doing. Well, what about common law? We don't give a fuck about common law. We only care about health. You're in a hot COVID spot. Do they think in Australia, the amazing, brilliant government in Australia, do they think that they're going to be able to stop COVID and get to zero COVID cases? Is anybody in this country, after we've had how many infections and how many deaths, do they feel that we're ever going to get COVID under control where we have zero cases? Does that what people think is going to happen? That we're going to get zero cases of COVID? I mean,
you know where I am on this. The only way we're going to do that is through everybody just getting sick and getting over it.
But even then,
it's going to kill people. I can't help that. I didn't create the fucking thing.
Right. China did. Oops. What? Hey.
Well, no, that's been proven. So, and gain of function was funded by. So, did you catch? I know this was around the time of our last episode, but the news wasn't out on it. So we haven't talked since then. Did you catch any of the congressional baseball game?
I have not. I didn't know we had one.
Yeah, they do it every year. I think they do it to raise money for whatever. Remember, like, was it 4 years ago, 3 years ago? Scalise? One of the like senators, whatever, he got shot when that Bernie supporter.
Yeah, the Bernie supporter came out and shot up a bunch of Republican softball players,
and that they were out there practicing one morning, and my local congressman Mo Brooks, who we got to meet in Washington, gave us a private tour of the Capitol building. It was amazing. He and his wife, wonderful people. He was the one he ran over there, and gave him his belt to put on his leg, whatever, because he got shot in the leg. So anyway, well, there was a congressional game and Biden was there. Now, they covered up the "Let's Go Brandon."
Did they? How did they do that?
They edited in their own audio. Check this out.
Get the fuck out of here.
There it goes.
No way.
We love Joe. We love Joe. Edited in their own audio. That did not happen during the game.
No shit.
It's a psyop, homeboy. The whole damn thing.
That is ridiculous. Oh my God.
It never stops.
It really doesn't. The gaslighting will continue. Hey, listen, I just want to take a little break and say I'm really sorry to hear about your Alabama Roll Tide team.
Hey, we had it coming.
Well, apparently
I was asking for it.
The fans were down there. They're very upset. And I have a video of one of them.
Oh, no. Oh, this is bullshit.
I've always said, may the best team win. You don't necessarily have to be the best team. You just have to be the best team for 60 minutes. I will always roll with the Tide. A&M Aggies, you won tonight. You deserve the win. However, you will not have the opportunity to meet us in the playoffs. And God bless the team that plays us in the playoffs, because we will always win it all. Roll Tide.
Okay. That's an unfair representation.
This guy's got a whole account. And he's in every, I mean, it's amazing.
That's kind of the part that I don't get about college football fans, is that like 95% of them are not alumni. Like they didn't go to that college. They just like the colors of the team.
Bob, are you saying that this guy didn't go?
He might have gone there to like apply for a job or something.
The funny thing is like he's got one eye that's open more than the other.
I've always said, may the best team.
Mama always said.
Mama always said.
Win.
That's right. He's got the Forrest Gump.
He does. He's got the Greenbow, Alabama, which is not a real place, by the way. He's got the Greenbow, Alabama accent going on there. The Tom Hanks, if you will.
Huh. I didn't know there wasn't a Greenbow, Alabama.
To my knowledge, I mean, there might. I've never been there. And I've been everywhere, man.
Yeah. I saw that and I said, oh, we have to do one more boomer bunker so I can play this.
That's why you wanted to do the show.
No, not at all. No, I enjoyed coming on here and kicking things around with you. Although everything we want to talk about and everything we talk about ends up being something that YouTube says, oh, you're not allowed to talk about that.
Right. Well, that's another topic, actually. If you want to talk about that, I think it was on Thursday they released a new batch of rules. The main one being that if you speak about denying climate change whatsoever in any way, shape, or form, you will be demonetized. Now, I don't know if they're going to demonetize your entire channel or just that one particular video, but nonetheless, if you say anything negative in regards to climate change, you will not be monetized.
We're not monetized now. So what's the difference? What if climate change is a real thing, then be able to debate it, be able to back up your claim. I didn't say climate change wasn't real.
Well, they backed up. Well, they backed up COVID and these vaccines too, but yet nobody believes. There's a large population that doesn't believe them. So,
believe in what? That COVID's a disease?
Well, everything that they've, all of their guidance on it. There's a lot of people who don't believe anything that they say.
No, why would you? Because
we love Joe. We love Joe because they pull that kind of shit on a daily basis.
I don't even know why anybody puts I don't even know why Anthony Fauci has not been fired yet. He has no credibility.
Because he's a rock superstar.
No, he's not. So he was on the other day. He's like, well, maybe if we get more people vaccinated, that we can maybe have people over for Christmas. And I'm like, dude, there's people in stadiums, hundreds of thousands of people all over the country in stadiums watching football games every weekend. And you're telling me that I can't have people, I can't have family over the house? I was talking the other day, and was going to get a vaccination. Somebody should grab him and waterboard him until the real fucking story comes out. That's what I say. Waterboard Fauci. Waterboard Fauci. You think we can make that start?
No.
No? I like waterboard Fauci.
I think it's a waste of water.
Oh, no. All right. Stop. I'll tell you the whole thing. First of all, I gave money to China to see if we could get this coronavirus, and we wanted to shut down the world for the globalists. I know you're a big fan of No Agenda. Did you get a chance to listen to Sunday's episode?
Today's episode, I listened to everything up to donation segment. But at the same time that I was, listening, I was mowing my yard. So, which it wasn't a volume thing. It was just I was busy focusing on what I was doing as well.
Right. You didn't want to run over a cricket or a grasshopper. So anyhow.
Turn over, like flip over.
Flip over, that kind of thing.
I have some angled areas of the yard, which on a zero turn can be hairy.
They have one of these global organizations, and they read the people that are members. And I was shocked.
Yes.
It was my girlfriend, Tulsi Gabbard. Mark Zuckerberg was in there. Everybody who's everybody was in this organization. And I said, there they are. There's the whole list of them. Let's go get them. They're the ones that are ruining the country.
Yeah, I forget what was the global organization called?
God, you know me and my Swiss cheese memory. There's no way I can remember that. I can't even remember the people that they were talking about that was on there. Okay. But there was a lot of famous people that we know that are on there. And I just couldn't. I'm like, wow, there it is right there in the open. And God loved the internet, and God loved before the internet. We didn't have this where we could go look this kind of shit up. We had to basically rely on reporters to do their job. And now we know they don't do their job. Every time Tammy types out this big thing, I got to read it. And I'm like, okay. The world leaders who's behind spreading the COVID-19, it's their agenda. Everyone in the world is affected.
Well, they don't necessarily want everybody to get the virus, but they want everybody to do what they say in reaction to the panic created.
If they came out tomorrow with like, let's say you get COVID. And I'm telling you, when I was there, when I was in the hospital last Wednesday night into Thursday, I never seen so many COVID patients. They were all around me.
Yeah.
It was crazy. You think you ever wanted to? I had 2 masks on. I put 2 masks on, and I was doing my best to stay away from everybody. I was washing everything. It was crazy. Every time I went by one of those hand sanitizer things, I stopped and bathed up to my elbows in it. You laugh.
Bath at the
dude
sanitizer thing.
I'm sitting there. First of all, I never even saw a room. So I'm in the hallway in the bed, and a nurse comes out of the room with a cop because there's a prisoner in the room. In the room is a prisoner. He's got a room. I'm in the hallway. So the nurse goes, he's got COVID, right? And the cop's got his mask under his nose. The cop grabs his mask and pulls it up his nose and goes, really? She goes, yeah, he tested positive for COVID. I said, so I go, holy shit, get me out of here. Right. And she goes, oh, you're not supposed to hear that. And I said, well, he just pulled his mask up over his nose. I said, it's a little too late for that right now. And then she says, listen, this place is full of COVID patients right now. She goes, you keep that mask on and you keep away from everybody and you keep washing your hands and everything and you'll be fine. We deal with this every day. We're in here every day. We don't have it. We don't get it. I'm like, all right, okay. And I kind of calmed down because she goes, we work in this every day. Every day we come in here and this place is full of COVID patients and we don't get it. So, now again, I had one of those paper masks and I had a N90. They give you an N95 when you go in. So I had an N95 and a paper mask. So I put that on and damn, that thing stayed on until I got outside. And when I came home, I took all my clothes and threw them out in the backyard. No, I'm just kidding. I immediately got in the shower, got, showered off and everything. Cause it just felt like it was crawling on you. I felt like I had COVID crawling all over my body. So it's not that it's not real. It's definitely real. But if they ever came out with something that they could treat it like they treated, remember Tamiflu?
Yes.
Tamiflu. And they could treat this and you'd be fine. You wouldn't die unless you were like really old or something like that. Then they would not be able to, you're out sunbathing and that's not a essential activity. So we need to give you a ticket and make sure you go home. Not allowed outside. They cannot, they can't use these archaic and anarchy powers that they're basically just taking on themselves, and they wouldn't be able to do this anymore. They're not. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think the people of the United States would stand for it. We're just we're a country where like we go, yeah, they go, well, you're not allowed to do this. And we're like, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Pretty much.
So. But I'm sorry, you're bringing something up. Whenever I look over at you and you do that, I keep talking because I think you're trying to bring up the next story.
Oh, you're fine. I'm just hunting
pecking.
Stuff. I'm just, I'm looking for a sweater. I'm just kidding. I've got a blue one, but I really want one in khaki.
Yeah.
No. Well, did you watch any of the Project Veritas video that I messaged you?
Yes.
Probably a week ago where basically Project Veritas put out a video where they had various subjects, their, I guess, reporters sit down like to dinner or over drinks. Probably drinks were involved with people who work at Pfizer. They're legitimately scientists at Pfizer. And they were on, a hidden camera and didn't know that they were being recorded, but they spoke pretty freely about things going on there. There was one woman, I can't find the clip for some reason. Oh yeah, here.
I work at a pharmaceutical company. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I just believe in research and science.
In this database, you came across a chain of emails discussing fetal tissue and the COVID vaccine. Vanessa Gelman, who works in Washington, D.C., is Senior Director of Worldwide Research. The question came up as an inquiry to our MedInfo group. They're asking, quote, did Pfizer make use of a cell line from an aborted fetus?
They want you to leave out the highlighted part, which is the one or more cell lines with an origin that can be traced back to human fetal tissue has been used in laboratory tests associated with the vaccine program.
And here we have your badge. You are an employee of Pfizer?
I work at the McPherson, Kansas plant. It's
Not anymore.
one of the biggest plants in the operation of Pfizer. We produce some of the most units.
This message from Vanessa Gilman.
From the perspective of corporate affairs, we want to avoid having the information on the fetal cell lines floating out there. We believe that the risk of communicating this right now outweighs any potential benefit that we could see, particularly with general members of the public who may take this information and use it in ways we may not want it out there. We have not received any questions from policymakers or media on this issue in the last few weeks, so we want to avoid raising this if possible.
Now, fast forward just a little bit, and
my name is KJ Wigglesworth. I'm from the corporate office of Pfizer Security in New York City. I'd like to pass a message on to you from Ian McKellar, who's the VP and site leader at the McPherson plant for Pfizer vaccines. We've been advised to let you know that you are not under any circumstances to return to work. Your termination is being processed at the current time. If you have any questions, contact Mr. McKellar at the McPherson plant, and I'm sure that he will explain the reasons why.
Hello, I'm Charlie Wigglesworth. Is Wigglesworth his real last name? I think
they named the episode Wigglesworth. That was pretty good.
I think he's like, I'm not using my name. You know they're going to put this on the goddamn internet. I'm not having my name used. Hi, this is Charles Wigglesworth, and I'm from this part of Pfizer, and we just want you to know, don't show up at work anymore. You're fired.
Yep. Fired over voicemail. I've been fired over text, but never over voicemail.
Well, which way is the best way to get fired? Someone said, "Oh, I can't believe they fired you this way."
I did get fired over voice. No, I saw all my shit on my front porch one day. I had to take my daughter to the doctor, so I wasn't at work. And I come home and I'm like, well, I'm gonna go to work. I got like 3 hours left. I can go work. And all my crap was there. All my tools were there. And I'm like, what the? So I called him. He said, man, I don't need nobody working for you, like you working for me. I'm like, oh, okay. What it was is I called him out on being a 2-pump chump.
Oh.
So he had hooked up long after me and my baby mama were done. He had hooked up with her a couple of times, you know.
Oh, Jesus.
And she told me that he was a Minuteman.
Ugh.
And he's the type of guy who comes into work every day bragging about, yeah, I had this whore over last night. I splattered her all over my ceiling, you know, and just bragging about all this weird stuff. He kept his bedroom closet had a bunch of like women's boots, like the knee-high boots, in it that he would make them wear and stuff. And so so he would come into, he was that guy that like after, you know, tolerate that for months and months of him coming in every day about, yeah, I blew the back of her head off, you know, all that stuff. And it's just like, really, I heard you were a Minuteman, and he knows what I was talking about. Like he knows that I know.
Of course he knows. Right.
Yeah. So I needed to leave for a couple hours that day to go take my daughter to an eye doctor, appointment. And because I had my daughter by myself. So I did that. And when I took her home, there was, like I said, there was like 3 days left. She was like 11 years old. I thought, well, she's old enough to, you know, be at home alone for the next 3 hours while I go and work, you know, make a little more money. And I come home and all my crap was there. I'm like, huh, what's this about? Oh, I need someone like you working for me. Oh, somebody who tells the truth. Okay. Thanks for proving me right.
Jesus Christ. I always, whenever I hear somebody bragging about their sexual prowess, it always makes me wonder, because if you were that way, would you tell anybody? Do you have to, have to take and announce it to the world? Why wouldn't you just kind of keep that under your hat? Kind of like your superpower, like that, I never understood. And so whenever I hear anybody, I'm like, okay, Mr. Coxman.
Well, yeah, I don't feel why that's bragging right. Like why that's a thing. Like I kind of look at that as like a rookie move for a rookie who gets into the end zone and has to do a big old dance, or when they tackle somebody they have to do a big giant dance. It's like, act like you've done it before.
Yeah, or you're down by 20 points and somebody sacks the quarterback and they make this big giant dance. You're like,
yeah, man, everybody's
they're just throwing their chest out and all this, and they're high five, and you're like, yeah, if you'd done that, if you weren't down by 20, maybe.
Yeah, if you'd have done that 3 quarters ago, the game might
exactly. It's the most ridiculous thing.
Oh, it's like people who like on game shows when they get called up to be a contestant and they act like they've already won. It's like, because you're acting like that, you're gonna walk out of here with nothing. Like that's just, I've watched that too many times. They're too excited to be on the show, and then they win nothing.
There's back in the old radio days, W
Boomer Bunker,
you would have a giveaway. I don't know. You'd be given 2 tickets to a sporting event away, and somebody would win. Caller number 11 wins. So the caller number 11, they're recording the call. They go, hey, you're caller number 11. You win the tickets. Well, that's cool. How do I get them? He's like, hey, listen.
Yep.
When I say caller number 11, I need some excitement.
Yeah.
And they're, okay. All right. So they coach them through. They record like 3 or 4. Then they take and cut it up and put it in there. It's just the same thing as you did with the Joe Biden. We love Joe. It's all fake. It's all bullshit.
Well, I've actually heard, my local rock radio morning show do that live on the air. Like they got a caller that won, concert tickets. And it wasn't like a big, arena concert. It was something a little bit smaller. And the winner was like, cool, thanks, man. And they're like, okay, can you get a little excited here? Are you not interested? Because we can give them to somebody who's more excited. And he was like, no, man, that's cool.
I can plunk down 12 and say, hey, you're caller 11.
Mm-hmm. Pretty easily. Yeah. So
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, they don't, you're right though. They don't do a lot of that live. They'll do it while a song is playing. They'll have the calls come in and just redo them. And like you said, yeah.
Most of those calls, none of those calls are plunked down live, just for the simple fact that they don't want to have to dump, or if someone comes on and says something stupid.
Well, the big thing here is that they constantly say, because they do contests. Okay. One of the things that they do is called Dungeons and Dragons term or death metal band. So they will give you a name, like a word, and you have to call in and guess 2 out of 3 right, whether it's a Dungeons and Dragons term or it's a death metal band name.
Okay.
And they'll be doing it live, and the caller always calls in and they're like, hey, can you turn down your radio? Like, who doesn't know that?
A shit ton of people. First of all,
doesn't know that.
Yeah. First of all, you're on a 7-second delay. Even if you weren't on a 7-second delay, you're on a little bit of a delay. So you would have that issue.
Well, the old dump button too is ready. They're just waiting. Got their hand on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My water delivery's here. You hear them backing up? I guess you can't.
Water delivery? Yes, I can hear the beeping.
Yeah. So I have
backing up.
I have like a 5-gallon water cooler. You know what I mean? Because water cooler. Yeah. I was talking the other day. I was trying to figure out how to say water, and I said it so many different ways it all screwed me up. So I'm just going back to the old South Jersey water.
Water with 2 D's.
Yeah. So what two O's, 1 D
for a double dose of pimping.
So once a month they come in and they bring me 5-gallon, 25 gallons of water. Whatever.
You don't have a tap?
Yeah, I'm just not. You know what? There's been a lot of chemical spills around here.
What does it cost for a jug?
It's like $5.
You just have one at a time, or do you get like 4?
They bring me 5.
Okay, 5. I'm sorry.
So you go through 5 gallons a week. I use it to fill the ice cubes. I use it to fill my
That's
water
cool.
container. I use it for cooking.
You still have to make ice cubes with the old school, like ice.
Well,
ice,
if you're
ice
not going to
trays?
drink the water, why would you put like contaminated ice? Why would you use the
Well, mine
contaminated
has.
water?
Well, my fridge has like a water filter that you have to change out like every 6 months or every
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, you're all that fancy stuff down there in Alabama.
Fancy,
Bob.
that shit's been out for like 30 years. What are you talking about?
I don't have one of those.
I also have a reverse 5-stage reverse osmosis thing on my sink. Now that can be problematic because it takes everything out of the water, and there's certain like minerals that are in water that your body needs.
Yeah, you want, and that kind of adds the taste to it and all. Yeah. But there's a couple. You never can tell what you're going to get around here because there's been a couple wells in this area that have been contaminated by industry.
Sure.
Plants.
Yeah.
So I said, a lot of people are using bottled water for drinking, and I said, okay, I'll jump on that. So you go to Amazon and you can buy a water cooler for like $65.
Oh, okay.
So I put that in there and I throw the bottle on top of it, and it's just like having an old little water cooler thing there.
That's cool. I go to Costco. You get like 40 bottles, 40 16.9 ounce bottle, 1 pint bottles.
I was doing that.
I think it just went up. It was $2.99. Now it's $3.19.
Yeah, but the thing is, you've got all that plastic, all those plastic bottles and shit. This
I recycle.
It seems to be. I don't know. I like it a lot better.
So we have a viewer question here.
All right,
what is your pet peeve, Bob and John? I'll let John go first.
I knew you were going to let me go. Okay. Here's my pet peeve. Announcing your pronouns. Announcing your pronouns to me.
What if you're God?
What's that?
What if you're God?
God doesn't have a pronoun. What's God's pronouns?
Well, you say he, him, capital H.
I guess. I didn't think
How do
that
we know?
far. I didn't think that far, Bob.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But if you walk up or I see your social media profile and it has your pronouns in there, I'm like, I already know everything I need to know about you. And I've had enough. So that's my pet peeve. What's yours, Bob?
You only have the one, like you don't have like tiny ones that are, basically meaningless.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, mine have evolved, but like when I was younger, my grandfather was around, he lived with us, and he would always leave crumbs, like breadcrumbs from toast in the butter. And it's like, get that shit out of there. What do you do? But my pet peeve when I was younger was, breadcrumbs in the butter, toast crumbs in the butter. Right. Like I don't want that in my mashed potatoes. I'm not going to taste it, but it was just weird. I'm a weirdo. I like things.
Oh, I know.
I don't like my food to touch on the plate, that kind of thing. Kind of like Monk, But yeah. So that that's an older one, but nice,
my pronouns are it.
A nice cap. I don't know what he's talking about because I don't know if you know this, but this is not like what do the hell they call that, a do-rag?
Oh, is that what it is? You got like
it's not a do-rag, it's a hat.
It's a hat, but you got it on backwards.
I'm bald.
Right. So am I. That's why I have the hat on.
This is so the glare doesn't blind my camera. It's not for you or for me because I'm trying to look young and I like Limp Bizkit. It has everything to do with respect for the camera angle. So
the other thing is, this is a brand new hat for the birthday, a new Eagles hat. I needed a new one. The old one was all.
I would say one of my pet peeves, like, modern, would be like this right now. Everybody seems to think that because you're on a mic and a camera and you're live doing a show, whatever, that everything that falls out of your mouth has to be funny, constant comedy, nothing but jokes all the time. The expectations are unrealistic.
Who can do that?
Oh, well, apparently everybody in the chat. You know what I mean? Not necessarily our current chat, but you know what I'm talking about. Everybody,
of course, you've got trolls. This MKS. Now, this is funny because it says one of the few vehicles that goes past John that has a catalytic converter.
Mm-hmm. We have a return listener.
Yeah, I don't know who MKS is.
Well, that's Mix.
Mix.
I've enjoyed last night. I enjoyed. I got to hang out on the other Discord with Fathy. He's from Egypt.
No shit.
Sorry. It is from Egypt.
It is from Egypt.
Yeah, he's actually a very interesting guy, and it's neat to kind of compare, cultures and things like that. And last night there was a huge discussion regarding, religious beliefs and whatnot, and it was interesting. So
sometimes if you get people that just don't start screaming at each other, that can be interesting. The holidays. Well, you know what today is in Canada?
National Coming Out Day.
No, well, that too.
Bastille Day.
It is Thanksgiving. Today is their Thanksgiving.
Why would anybody from Canada want to give thanks for anything? That place?
I have no idea, but they do it like most of the stuff in Canada. They do it wrong. They do it on a Monday, and and today's their day, and they do it in October.
Well, they like long weekends, not long as ours. Ours is 4 days.
It is the second. It's the second Monday of the month in October. That's their Thanksgiving. So they're like, okay, well, let's see.
What that's based on?
I have no idea. I can find out. My girlfriend's Canadian. So
yeah.
And today's her birthday too. Oh, and today's my granddaughter's birthday too.
Wow.
My granddaughter is 1 year old.
I think I remember we were doing a boomer bunker. I'm sorry, we were doing a bullhorn.
Probably
last year when you got the news.
Yep. So she's 1 year old today. Little firecrackers, that one. And my daughter's also pregnant again. Jesus Christ! I said, hey, you think maybe you can get those tubes tied when when he's in there this time? Think you guys are done?
We need more. Kids.
We need more white kids.
I wasn't going to say that. I wasn't trying to say that.
More white kids, please. So, and we found out that it's a boy. So there you go. And you know something? You're right. Podcasts. Is it supposed to be funny? Is this a comedy podcast? Well, we hope that once in a while we can make you laugh. It's more of a conversation about topics that are going on and make you think or maybe make you giggle. But I mean, even comedians, their shit has been honed over weeks and months and maybe even years. And they're doing the same show every day, just in a different town.
Well, they workshop their material to multiple smaller audiences before they go on their big tour with it,
Yeah.
And talking about, comics and podcasting. I mean, I tried to listen to Bill Burr's podcast the other day, and it was like he uses, the F word, like horribly. Like my wife kind of brought up a point. It's going to take me the next 5 minutes to dissect what he just said, remove all the F-bombs out of it, and then put the other words together to figure out what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah.
It was, that fucking thing that, you got to fucking do that fucking this. Like, well, okay, you just 3 F-bombs and said nothing at all.
What's worse, fucking or like? I heard someone the other day go, well, like she knew the other, what she was like going to like, and I just wanted to reach through the phone and just slap her.
Well, we were talking about this earlier today. I was in the other Discord and just kind of like passing time. And I said, I had come in one day after work. I turned on the TV and then put the, remote down, and I walked away. I was going to, unpack my lunchbox, whatever. And it happened to be on Jerry Springer. And he had just brought out, a guest. I'm not going to tell you what his color was. And he
black
sat down in the chair by himself. Nobody else was on stage. Sorry. And Jerry says, so how long have you been dating so-and-so? And the guy's first words were, nah, I'm saying. It's like, no, we don't know what you're saying. You haven't said a word.
I'm saying.
What do you mean? And dude, this guy had such a Tourette with that phrase. You could not know what he was saying at all. because it was, I'm saying, we would just like, I'm saying, we just like met at this party, I'm saying a party, I'm saying. And it's like, holy shit. coach him before he goes out to not, because he has to talk like that backstage. That can't just be a nervous tick.
You can't, someone that does that uses that as a crutch word. It's how they start that's how they start a sentence. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean.
No, I'm saying, know what I mean? And you know what that is? That's the black version. White people go, right?
Like, No,
right. Every time they end a sentence, they go, right? So the other day I went to Target, right? And you're like, right? I don't know. Did you go to Target? I don't know. I wasn't there. You're telling me the story for the first time. Whatever. So then we went in and we were looking at pillows, right? I don't know. Were you looking at pillows? So if you just say that to them, finally they just get so pissed off. Either they leave or they get mad at you and stop talking. Either way, it's a win because you really don't care. But right is the, you know what I'm saying? That's the white version of, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we have another, Discord guy who we really like a lot. I'm not going to give his name, but he's a good kid, he's a good shit. Well,
he is
up there. And talking about Tristan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's
a good shit. He's a good shit, and he's not an idiot. But when he talks, when he's telling a story, he doesn't land the plane.
That's tough.
But he uses like and like I think last night I heard him say 3 times in a row. It was like so okay, whoa, like and that's an impediment. It's a tick thing for him.
Sure it is. Yes, it's very hard to stop.
I think
we all have it. We all have one.
It's a Discord thing because I think he's concerned that if he pauses, that's going to give others in the Discord who aren't paying attention the thought that he's finished talking.
And then they can start talking.
They'll butt in. Yeah, and he doesn't want them to butt in. I'm guessing. I don't know, but
possibly that might be. Well, Bob, as I round off my sentence here and get ready to stop, do you have another story coming up?
No.
Okay, just checking. Quick question: I
could.
No, I'm just saying because we ran over an hour here. So, quick question: are we doing Thursday night?
I don't remember. Well, aren't your boys playing Thursday night?
They are playing Thursday night. But Bob, for you and our audience, I will do this show because
I don't want to do that to you. I'd like to watch the game myself. I have to watch it in roundabout ways. But
can we do another? Yeah, that's right. You're like a scientist over there. You got this thing rolling. I'm using this website and all. And I'll tell you what, hats off to you. Because I don't think I would go through. I pay $65 to YouTube so I can watch these games a month. Hey, quick question. So could we do another night besides Thursday? Could you do a Wednesday night?
I mean, as of now, I don't think me and the wife have anything necessarily planned, and I think she's pretty open to me wanting if I wanted to do a show.
She's usually here. Tammy, if you're here, can Bob come out and play Wednesday night?
It's not. Don't phrase it like that because then that sounds like
I'm sorry.
I'm being respectful of the marriage.
Hey, I'm being respectful too. I'm asking.
I'm also aware that I don't remember shit when she tells me, so she may have us doing something that one particular evening that I forgot about.
There we go. Yes, he can. That's what I like, Tammy.
Like Obama.
Yes, he can. All right. Why don't we do Wednesday night, 9:00 Eastern time?
Wednesday at 9. You'll have to remind me, but okay.
No, I'm saying,
I'd like a little feedback. This show felt a little more natural to me because we didn't have a Trello board. I made a few notes in case John came to the board, because I've been sort of like producing most of the content for a while, and which is fine. I don't mind doing that, but I didn't want to put the burden on John to bring a whole bunch of topics. So I made a couple of notes just in case, and it seemed to have worked out. I do have another installment of That Never Happened.
You want to do it now?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it now.
Sure. Okay.
Let's see.
I don't know if you realize that you were not putting videos up, that the last couple things were audio.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
figured-
this is from Lulu Wang.
Lulu Wang.
She said, 2 preteen girls stumbled onto our set today and asked our first AD, I'm going to guess that means assistant director,
Probably.
if he was the director. He pointed at me and said, no, she is. And that woman there is the DP. What,
Producer?
Some kind of producer?
Something producer? Okay. Double
Yeah.
penetration?
Yeah,
woman
I was
over
gonna
there
say
gets-
Dr. Pepper.
Then that woman over there gets double penetrated.
And
But
that
go ahead.
other woman there is the producer. The girls couldn't believe it. They ended up staying the entire day to watch.
Oh, Bob.
It's
Nothing makes
amazing.
it's so amazing when people who have different when people who have vaginas, can I even say that now? Okay, I'm going with it. When people that have vaginas are in charge of things, it's just so amazing.
It's magical.
It's magical when people have vaginas.
When you add creativity, when you add estrogen to creativity, it's just straight up magic. Now, there was a reply to that.
Okay.
To add bullshit on top of it's kind of like I kind of viewed this like your neighbor's dog came into your yard and took a shit, so your dog has to go over there immediately and piss on it. So this woman replied and said, I had a similar situation. She kept referring to the director as he, and I kept correcting her that it's a she. By the third time, you saw the penny drop and her face light up. So the director is a woman? I smiled and said, yes. She was visibly buzzing, and I love that for her.
Now, here's the thing. In my humble opinion, nothing has killed creativity in TV and radio than old white dick and balls. Old white men have killed creativity in TV and radio. And I always said that let the talent do its thing. So here again, do I care that a woman is a director or is a woman is a DP? I don't know. What's a DP? I hate that. God damn it, spell it out. So do I care? No, I don't. I want the best person for the job. If that person's a woman, or if a woman is a good director, then fine. Women can direct. Can we do the show from 8 to 9? Sure.
On Wednesday. Yeah,
sure.
that's
Why not? All right. That 8 to 9, that's Alabama time.
Yes, that'd be Central Time.
Right. So it'll be 7 to 8. Sure.
The best time zone of time zones.
Right. I forget the reason.
GMT -6.
I think the reason we went 9 last time was because of those stupid Discord nitwits had a show on from 7 to 8, or maybe somebody else had a show on.
We did 8. We've always done 8. When we did a night show, we did 8.
Yeah, I'm talking see, we got to go back and forth because my time it's 9.
Mm-hmm.
So from whatever, there was some Discord nitwit that was doing this. And watching for an hour now, and I just realized that Bob's name says
it's National Coming Out Day, and I have nothing to come out over. So
right. So yeah, we'll do it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is Wednesday night 7 Eastern, 8 Central. We will be doing another Boomer Bunker. I like the 2 days a week.
Yeah, it's easier.
It is a lot easier.
Plus, I've had a little more work as of recent, so it doesn't necessarily make me run late per se. Like I've got to go work today, and I don't punch a clock. I can get there when I want to, but I do like to be home when the wife comes home. It is kind of nice.
Tell you, Bob loves his wife.
Well,
like a fat guy loves cake.
Yes.
All right. Do you have a dad joke?
Nope.
Oh, you know what? I had a feeling you wouldn't have one.
So you got 3 of them.
No, I don't. I don't have a joke. We're gonna have to end the show without a joke.
I can
How
pull
do we
one
do
up
that?
real quick. I can pull one up.
Get yourself a dad
I'm
joke.
not going to
real quick.
Google it. I don't have Google. I have some in.
We have
reserve.
Duck Go. What's that thing again? Go Duck Go.
No, I don't do that.
You don't go duck go your jokes.
Oh, let's see here.
I was listening to a podcast that had Lisa Lampanelli on it, and she was talking about comedy and all, and they said that every rotten open micer has at least one joke that's worth stealing. I thought that
Well, I could do the joke that I told you the other day, and
I like that one. That's a good one.
how do I put this where we don't get kicked off?
I just do it. Who cares? No one's going to kick us off.
What does a gay man and an ambulance have in common?
Should I do the punchline?
Sure.
Both take it in the rear and say woo woo
And go woo woo. Yeah, there you go.
Say go. Same thing. All right, everybody. We'll be back here Wednesday, 7 Eastern.
No.
No.
8 Eastern.
No.
Oh.
8 Eastern.
9. That's 9 Eastern. You're an hour ahead of me.
Jesus Christ. 8 o'clock is 7 here.
No. What time is it right now? It is
Right now,
9:15.
It's 10:15.
See, we're an hour behind you. So
Right.
it'll be 8 for me, 9 for you. You're an hour ahead of me. If I start at 8, you
Hang
will
on.
be 9.
You're right.
Oh my God.
So it's going to be 9.
Boomer
Why
math.
did you say that? We always did 9. We did 9 before.
Yeah. We did 8 for me.
Oh, right. Let me try that again. Jesus Christmas. So we'll be back here Wednesday, 9 Eastern, 8 Central.
Correct.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
See y'all.